Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your man Azrael. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Much love. Happy New Year. Thanks, you guys. You guys have made it happen for me. 200 subscribers. I am so humbly blessed, and thank you. I appreciate the prayers that you guys have sent out for my family and my time of bereavement. Believe me, you guys, it means a lot. It means a lot. As always, you know, I got to put out my admin notes before every single video. The goal for this month is to get up to 100 subscribers. So, of course, you know how you guys can help me. You know, like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos with your friends. Tonight's topic is going to be a response to a video. So, I think what we're going to do is turn this into an episode of Don't Be That Guy. So, on today's episode of Don't Be That Guy, I want to turn the spotlight to MsArchduchess. And this is going to be filed under the why you should not be like her. Well, learning how to use information. You see, MsArchduchess made a video, and I'll put the link in the description, about 18 reasons why white women date black men. And if you haven't seen that video, it's going to be painful to watch, but I encourage you to watch it. And then Tommy Sotomayor did a response. And I'm going to put his video in the description. Now, before I give my opinion, I want you guys to understand that this is in no way defending Tommy's point. This video is actually saying that I had the same thoughts he did, but I did not do the video, or rather I didn't upload it because he had put his out, and so I didn't want to look ride his coattail. But let's come out to the simple fact of the matter. MsArchduchess, in your video, in your response commentary, and even in the comments that you responded me to, you said some very disturbing things. Now, I'm not going to take 18 minutes recounting every single thing you said. I'm going to let the people watch the video for themselves and let them make their own determinable conclusions. First off, I must implore you, please, stop overusing the fucking laugh track. That shit's annoying. When used appropriately, you get the desired effect. But when you abuse that shit, well, it gets annoying. Now, secondly, your thing about statistics. See, logical, reasonable, skeptical people use empirical data. I guess you missed the point when I told the same thing to Tyrone Thompson, and I hate repeating myself, but I'm going to have to repeat myself because the same thing I said to him, I'm going to say to you. Logical people, reasonable, skeptical people use statistics, because if we don't use statistics, what are we supposed to use when making our determinations and rational decisions? See, only the illogical and the irrational make decisions based off of emotion and not on facts, not on tangible information. Now, MsArchduchess, you have a problem of doing this because when you've made several other topics in which you have talked out of your ass, I've asked you for that information. And, well, sadly, you had none. So let me get this straight. You want me to take what you say at face value based on your personal observations over the years, which, by the way, if this is true in any sense of the word, I should hope to see a dissertation someday. So you want me to take what you say at face value. My dear, not only is that stupid, it's fucking dangerous. That I should just believe what you say clearly because, well, you saw it with your own two eyes. Yeah, I haven't seen that. Look, sister, if I wanted allegory, I would just read the Bible. And I'm saying that as a God-fearing Christian man. And the reason why I say that, because although the Bible contains allegory, it also contains truth, which unfortunately, your dialogue, your insight, does not. In your ridiculous video, you made some points that did have some sound basis. Black men usually will take anything that comes their way. In fact, we can bet on that. I can even make a little social experiment. I could take a girl infected with HIV, drop her in the middle of the hood, she's very attractive, and promise you within 2 weeks, half the hood would have fucked her and half the hood would have came down sick. That's what black men do. They fuck anything with a hole in the heartbeat. I was fortunate my mother raised me with common sense. But that's neither here nor there. So what you proposed and what you stated was not only fundamentally unsound, but it was with no factual information, which again leads me to the point of saying you were talking out of your ass. I wish I could cue the jackass sound right now, but I'm recording mobily. Otherwise, I would cue that sound and we will all know that's exactly what you are, a jackass. Now, what happens here is that in your response to your commentary, you said a whole bunch of things without really saying much at all. What it sounds like is that you were upset because somebody decided to call you out for something, and you're mad because you got called onto the carpet and you can't quite explain yourself. Now, I've even sat there and said in your recent video, that's not how this debate works. When you make a claim, you're supposed to back it up with facts. And then you had the audacity to insult my intelligence by giving me a bullshit response. I don't know whether to be offended or laugh at you. I really don't. Because on one hand, I know I'm not a certified genius, but I'm very intelligent enough to know when I'm being bullshitted and being told a bullshit story. On the other hand, I would laugh at you because, you in 2 videos have managed to prove the age-old adage true. It is better to be thought a fool and keep your mouth closed than to speak and remove all doubt. Well, apparently, I guess you missed that memo. So, you take that how you want to. Notwithstanding, another thing that irked my nerve with this video, and is why you're on the segment of Don't Be That Guy. You talk about black men instead of bragging about the women they have and they should gain nation building. Sister, you've made how many videos and you have a problem showing your face? Why? See, I'm out here to build, and it would be nice to know who's to my left and my right. Who I can say, well, that's my sister or that's my brother standing next to me. We trying to do the damn thing. No, you kind of hide your face, which is kind of fucking stupid. I can't see how people respect you for that shit. But, only God can judge, so I ain't judging. I'm just pointing this out to you. But black people, as I'm done talking to her, this is the simple thing that you just should not do. Whenever you engage in an argument, if you want to appear credible, use facts, use logic. Do not talk from an emotional place. When you talk from an emotional place, you are bound to say all manner of stupid shit. And case in point, MsArchduchess is exactly that person who says stupid shit. Now, I don't have to tell you that this is one of the reasons why we as a black community are failing. We are failing because we do not apply logic in what we do. We do things, we expect a different result from what is logically going to be from what is most probable to happen. That is to say, we engage in activities, we say things, we do things, and expect different results from what we did. In other words, MsArchduchess, again for the second time in a row, you failed to learn simple matters of cause and effect. Cause, you made a statement without logical information backing it. The effect, people are skeptical, and so they ask you for the information. So when you, of course, do not provide that information, black people, this is what happens. A backlash of people saying you are illogical, and that's putting it very nicely. The actual expressions, the actual colorful responses are just not appropriate to use here. It is a shame because this is someone who fancies themselves very intelligent, and in fact fails the very basics of the scientific method in academia, which is you make a claim, you back it with proof. This is a scientifically proven method that works. In fact, we use the scientific method at some point in our lives for a considerable express amount of time. Excuse me, an express amount of time. Meaning, whenever we have a question or a problem, we identify the problem, we form a hypothesis, we carry out the experiment, we record our findings, we analyze the data, and then we present it. It's a little different when we talk about social issues. We find the data, we interpret the data, we take a time period from which different points in time we can extract data and make an interpretation of that data, and then finally present it. For those of you who are a little lost, this is exactly what I mean. For example, if we were to say black women are having the highest rates of children born out of wedlock, well, we can look back into 2010 and we can look through the whole year. We can look at 2011 and 2012. Then we can take those demographics of per 1,000 births, how many of these births belong to black women, how many belong to white women, how many belong to Asian women, how many belong to Hispanic women, how many belong to American Indian women. Then we can say over a 3-year period, did the rates increase? Did they decrease? In what targeted areas were these births the most likely to occur? Such as, were they in rural areas? Were they in urban areas? If they were in urban areas, what cities were most likely to have it? Were they in the South? Were they in the North? Were they on the East Coast? Were they on the West Coast? Or were they in the middle of the country? What I'm getting at is, when you have factual information, not only can you see where the information is coming from, you can go back and look at it yourself and verify if it's credible. Unfortunately, MsArchduchess, you had failed at doing that. And so you have earned the ridicule of your peers. Well, except for your fan club. They'll follow anything you say. So, black people, in short, whenever you want to explore an issue academically and talk about it, debate the issue, you should do so with factual information at hand. MsArchduchess, this is not a personal attack on you. Please do not take it as such. If you decide to get offended, oh well, I guess a shit can be done about it. I really don't give a fuck. But I just thought I should let you know that this is just my insight on what I think that it is. Of course, this is always talked about at a very light angle so that people can think for themselves. I don't want to tell people how to think, but it is necessary to do it this way so that people can absorb the information and then add to what they see fit. Now, this concludes the video. Some final notes before I turn out for the night. Turn this off for the night, excuse me. There will be some uploads going on during the week. I will hopefully have uploads out on Monday, Tuesday, hopefully Wednesday, but I know by Thursday there should be some more uploads coming out. There are going to be a crap ton of uploads. I really don't want to bombard you all, so I will just try to play catch up and maybe release 1 or 2 videos a day until you guys are all caught up. Again, I am working at a rate of trying to gain 100 subscribers a month. So if you like these videos, I'm going to ask you guys to start giving me 5 more likes. So instead of giving me 20 likes, can you guys give me 25 more likes to continue the segment? Please be sure to share these videos, comment, subscribe, and be on the lookout for newer videos. On a more personal note, it was a moving service to lay my grandmother to rest. She had touched the lives of so many. And one of the things that I took away from that was caring is part of the cure. And it was something that my grandmother made a part of her life. And so now I'm going to take that same statement and make it a part of mine, so that what I do here on YouTube, and hopefully also in real life, can touch so many more lives and affect so much more change, because someone has to care. And if one person cares, then hopefully 2 people will care, and so on and so forth. So, on that note, I would like to bid you guys all a good night. God bless and Godspeed, and keep your eyes peeled to the channel for more videos. This is Azrael the One signing off. Happy New Year, and God bless you all. Good night.